Good morning. I am hoping to help you understand the semester project with this video. So if you did not attend a Google Meet, which if you are a fully remote learner, you really need to attend the Google Meet so that you can get your stuff approved and you can fully understand it, ask questions. So this semester project is in two parts. The first part is relatively quick. You're going to open up this doc and you are going to complete this worksheet of types. But this is just to kind of organize your thoughts and to get your system and your groups kind of organized. So you can see that this needs approval. So that's why I encourage you to come to a Google Meet, because I can open it up and approve it that day. But before you move on, you will need this approval. If you are not attending Google Meets or if you are absent, what you need to do is email me that you have this completed and I will come in and approve it or ask for some more information. So the whole objective of the semester project is to look at one system that relates to one of the 7 functions. So a digestive system for feeding, skeletal or muscular system for movement and support, nervous system for response, etc. And you're going to model that system across phyla. So you're comparing it to the phyla that we have done, to invertebrate phyla. And then at the end, you're going to analyze how the system has changed across that phyla. You should not copy and paste anything from the internet. You are synthesizing that information. So I'm going to give an automatic 5 out of 10 for that. And an automatic letter drop for any vertebrates that pop up. So we are only doing invertebrates, okay? And if you have chordates, if you have the fishes, whatever, that's gonna automatically drop your grade 1 letter grade. All right. So we're going to choose you're going to choose one of the 7 functions. So one of the systems in those 7 functions, for example, let's go with digestion, okay? You're going to research this function throughout 6 invertebrate phyla and 6 that we have already done. So the 6 we have already done are right here, the first few. We've done Porifera, Cnidaria, Platyhelminthes, nematodes, annelids, which are over here, and mollusks, which are right here. Okay, that's the 6 that we've done. You need to choose any one other that we have not done. So we're not doing all the animal phyla. We would never finish this class. Here are some examples like rotifers. There's the tardigrades. Is that on here? No, it's not. Tardigrades are also another one. So there are other ones that are on here. Arthropods we haven't hit yet. Echinoderms we haven't hit yet. You can do one of those. So you're going to choose one that we have not covered. So that's going to be a pure research phylum. You're going to fill out this for day 1. So what is an invertebrate? What 6 phyla have we already covered in class? Wow, that's stuff that we already answered. And which one non-covered phylum are you going to choose? What are the 7 functions? What function will you be studying? What system will you be modeling? You are then going to either tell me if we are in person or if we are on a Google Meet, or email me if you're doing this virtually. And I'm going to give you feedback or tell you it's approved. If it's, hopefully everything's just approved. This is very important because I don't want you going on to parts 2 and part 3 and putting all this time into it if you have a system wrong, or if you have a function wrong, or if you have a group wrong. Okay, I want you to have that all set up so that the rest of your assignment is correct. So that should not take a full day. It's very quick. So once you have that done, you're ready to go to the part 2. Okay, so part 2 is back here. Actually, part 2 and 3 are together. Okay, same information. Okay, directions, learning target, all that we just figured out. So this is day 1 again, just to remind you, and this is for me, so this will be moved over. It's just to do the day 1 approval. And then you can continue with part 2. So part 2 is to make the models, okay? So you will have for each phylum, so you have 7 phylum, for each phylum, you will have a slide, and that slide will have the name of the phylum, and then you're going to select one type of animal, one specific animal. You're going to put the scientific name and the class name. Remember, scientific name is the binomial nomenclature, 2 names, genus, species, and a picture. And then you're going to make your model, okay? The model, you can set up like any of these. So for example, you can of course not use humans because humans are vertebrates. But if I was going to do the function of circulation and I chose cardiovascular, maybe I would say do some kind of flow like this, like the heart to the vessels, to the lungs, to the vessels, back to the heart. Okay, those are the structural components of the model. Then I would put the function of each. And I would do this then for the cardiovascular system or circulation of my 7 phyla. It would look exactly like this, except the 7 phyla would have different things in the boxes. So, you know, not all invertebrates have a heart. So maybe they have like aortic arches, okay? So maybe there's only 2 of these boxes, but the format is the same. It's the boxes and the lines. Okay, I made that just using shapes. Here's some examples of ones that I used using insert diagram. So maybe you want to kind of do a flow. So maybe I chose the system of, this is muscular skeletal, but you can choose either one. And I want to do that throughout my phyla. So I would have this same kind of flow here. And, you know, obviously there's not going to be any bones or joints because these are invertebrates, but maybe they have muscles, maybe they have a hydrostatic skeleton, maybe they have setae that help them support. So you would go through all the structures of each of your phyla. And then if you go through, there's just some other examples. But remember, it's all based on day 1. What system did you choose? So if I chose musculoskeletal, I'm doing musculoskeletal for all 7. And which phyla did you choose? Which 6 you didn't choose, but 1 you did. Okay, so that's kind of a day 1 through 3. You know, that I don't know how long that will exactly take you. It shouldn't take you more than 2 days. You can use this template if you'd like. This template just, you're gonna make changes to, it just has the 7 slides already set up for you, and you just kind of put information in there. So, you know, your model is still your own. Your model will be like no one else's, but at least you've got that information, or that format there for you. Okay, so day 3 or 4, so the end of is your analysis, and this is where you get a choice as well. So with your analysis, this is the information here on the left that you need, okay? And these are the choices of how to present it, okay? So analysis, make observations of the systems and the differences between the phyla, compare and contrast the major structures of this system, highlight 5 differences in structure or function and explain why they adapted for the animal in that phylum, and discuss one function that all the phyla share and explain how the structures for this function differ. So if I'm talking about feeding, maybe I want to look at as function of feeding, like not chewing, but like masticating, like, you know, either chewing or masticating, yeah, like breaking down the food. So maybe I want to talk about how squid have a radula and a really strong beak, but earthworms have, you know, that pharynx, something like that. So you want to discuss one function across all the phyla. So your choices, how are you going to present that information, that analysis? You can present it as a resume. So it's just kind of like a formatted resume or outline for each phyla. So perhaps you have a resume for the phylum Platyhelminthes, and you go through this information, or perhaps you have an analysis of a full, you know, and like you just make different bullets of each of the phyla. Choice number 2, you're going to present this analysis like as a science video, for example, from BBC or National Geographic, you know, Steve Irwin. You can use your phone for a video, or you can use a Google extension like Screencastify, and I'll put the link for that add-on if you'd like. And choice 3, you can present this analysis as a Google drawing or graphic organizer. So if you choose to do that, you can just open up a Google drawing, or you can put it on this last slide here where it says insert your analysis, or you can just add it as a file. So I'm going to be looking at 2 things, your model slides and this analysis, okay? So then there is a little reminder, did you do all of these things, okay? Knowing that the analysis is a heavy, heavy weight on this. And you can't do the analysis without the models. So here you can see how you're going to be graded. Models. So 20% of your grade is going to be the models. The requirements and approvals. So you've hit all of your requirements and you got that day 1. So basically that day 1 approval is 15% of your grade. Then the analysis is half your grade. So once you've done your models, you know, your analysis, you really need to think about how it looks across the phylum. Creative and mechanics. So I am looking for something that is not just words on a slide. I'm looking for something that your model has to have shapes, or it has to have a flow. I am not necessarily looking for fancy slides per se, but I am looking for some creativity in how you are presenting the models and how you present your analysis. Okay, if you, and just a little reminder down here in the notes about the automatic F for copy and pasting from Google, and automatic letter drop for including any vertebrates. If you have any questions, please email me. Otherwise, you're on your way.